Just when you think you have it all, McMansion, 2 cars in the driveway, white picket fence, kids are in a great school.
You got a flat screen in every room. You got the surround sound of your dreams. You even have a bottle of Cristal in your smart fridge.
But then there's a big black gaping hole inside and you realize something's missing. What do?
That's what happened to us when we realized we need to rethink this American dream.
Woo! That was a hard one. Welcome to podcast number 8. We are so happy that you're here. And today is going to be a good one because I think just where we are in the world today, this is happening a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people are really taking a look at their lives and rethinking, what am I going after? What am I trying to build? And what is this thing called the American dream that we're all, striving
searching for? And then once we kind of get there or we think we have it all, and then you realize, this is really not fulfilling. This is not my dream. That's exactly what happened to us about 10 years ago. Whew. It was a hard one because we were wondering what is missing? Why are we not extremely happy? Why are we not extremely fulfilled? And we realized that for us, the American dream isn't having a so-called successful business, the big house, rental properties, everything that you think you're supposed to have to be considered successful. We were happy, but we felt like there was seriously something missing.
Yeah.
What was missing, Jimmy?
I don't know. I just felt like there was something wrong with us. Is everybody doing this? Is it just us? Are we having a chemical imbalance?
Well, it's like that hamster wheel too, like that daily grind of the kids started going to school and it just became really difficult. Getting the kids up to go to school. They didn't want to go to school. Then picking the kids up from school. And now you have to do their homework. And then you have to get dinner ready and then rinse and repeat, do the same thing the next day. 5 days a week, week after week.
Sounds like a lot of responsibility.
And I realize I'm freaking miserable. I don't know. The kids didn't seem like they were happy. I'm forcing them to do this and do that. And then I know I wasn't happy. As a whole, we thought, is there something wrong with us? Why are we not? I don't know. It's like we have what we think all the things that we're supposed to be happy in life. And then as we started to sort of peel back the onion to see what's going on with us, really let's get to the root of this because we should be good. And we realized that there was the hamster wheel and all of that was sucking the life out of us and the fun out of us. And we wanted to tap back into what truly made me, first off, me and Jimmy happy as a couple before we even had kids. And what we really loved was travel, adventure, experiences, not just sitting in the house and just doing the grind. And so now that we have kids, we had to really look at our life. Maybe the so-called American dream is not for everybody. Well, I think that's really basically what happened. We were like, you know what? We have a successful business. We have all the things. And this is not the answer. The answer was we want to experience life and live life to the fullest, but that's a challenge when the kids are in school and you have all your mortgage and the bills and all this stuff that it becomes challenging to sort of juggle both of those lives. And we had to come to a solution. What happened, Jimmy?
All right, before we dive deep into this, I got a quote here I want to start off with. It's something that I always think about. I think it was a documentary on YouTube or Netflix or something, and it was about people that weren't living their dreams and looking for something else. And this lady said, I worked my whole life to climb the corporate ladder, and when I got to the top, I realized it was leaned against the wrong tree. And it was oh man, that still gives me goosebumps just saying that because damn, we've all been there, right? We've all worked jobs just trying to get to the top. I worked at Nobu, started as a busboy, spent 10 years working there, worked my way all the way up to running the restaurant and could have traveled the world, opening up other Nobus. And I was like, this just ain't for me, man. I am just not happy here. I was not having a good time. So let's really break down what the American dream is for everybody. Is it home ownership? Is it fitting into the system perfectly? Is it being maxed out on credit cards and how much money you make every month is exactly the amount that goes out the door, and there's really no time for savings and going on vacations and having experiences with your kids, because at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people are in that place. I feel like a lot of people that are, living the traditional American lifestyle are in that place where people make a lot of money. I mean, I've heard stats before where they said 60% of people are living paycheck to paycheck, and I think they said 80% of people over $250,000 a year are barely making it, So it's it's crazy because you think 2 car payments, rent, all the stuff that goes along with it, the price of food going up, and then all the activities that the kids are in, everything is meant just to suck you dry is really what I feel like.
To keep you in the same spot.
You go on your predictable vacation of the year that's highly expensive and way overrated. And
one week out of the year.
One week out of the year and you end up being miserable. We've gone to Southeast Asia and spent less money than we would spend on a typical American vacation here in the
Yeah.
States. So I think what really was a transitional point for us is we have to define our own definition of success. We have to come up to our own conclusion on what success is for us. And for us, it was experiences, traveling the world, and just being invigorated more often than not, right? And so we made a conscious decision to test the waters out, and go to Thailand one year for Christmas instead of buying a whole bunch of Christmas gifts, and kind of forego the consumerism. And it was by far the most amazing thing that we've done in a long time, and I can't wait to do it again.
I think another big eye opener was, YouTube. So while we were in our life meltdown at the time, is what it really felt like. We were wondering, like, okay, where do we go from here? Because no one's talking about this. We felt like we were the only ones feeling this. We sort of like, we took a step back and we're like, all right, we have to figure this out. So at the time, watching YouTube, of course,
Damn
and
YouTube.
living, or actually getting exposed to other ways of living life. And Gone with the Winds was a couple that we were watching, and they were full-time living in an RV and just traveling here and traveling there. Something about watching that gave us like this aha moment of like, wow, they have their home with them, and they're just traveling all over, doing all of these really fun experiences and doing all these cool things. And we're like, wow, like, it was more so Jimmy that was like, hey, we should do that. And my mind at the time was so overwhelmed and worked that I go, how the heck would a family move into an RV and do this? So, it didn't take me very long to realize that might be a solution. Now, obviously, there's so many things going on in your mind because you're like, we built this film business. It's doing amazing. Where the kids are in the good school. Like, everybody wants to live in that neighborhood where there's a good school for the kids to go to. And now, honestly, we're living in Nevada and Las Vegas, and they are not known for their good schools.
Hey, they're ranked 47th in the country.
They are
Come on,
not
man.
known, but our kids were in a really good school. So there was all these things like, what if, or at least that was my take on it. What if this happens, and what if we take them out, and and all that. And
Can I pause you there for a sec? So I just want to rewind. I want to get back into this moment for a minute, and really, because people might be going through this right now. We do all these what ifs. What if it works out? What if it's the most amazing thing that ever happens in our life? What if it changes our trajectory? We don't think
those what ifs. We think, what if I screw up? What if we don't like it? And what if we ruin our lives?
I think I'm the king of goosebumps here. I'm just going to, every episode I'm going to get
every
goosebumps.
episode he's had goosebumps.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's crazy though, correct? Because all we do is, rewind us back to that time, and we are sitting there going, how are we ever going to make this work? Like, I don't know if we can make this work.
Yeah.
And now that we're so far down the road, I look back and I go, what the hell are you talking about? That's the dumbest thing you could ever say. Like, this is easier than that life. Like, I don't freaking understand it.
I literally
It's
just
crazy.
heard Mel Robbins say something to this effect. It was, we're so programmed to think, what if it doesn't work out? Why should I even try anyways? What if I just waste time when I should have done this? And she goes, what if it does work out? And what if it is amazing? And what if your life changes for the most amazing, like in the most amazing way? Like, what if that? And I said, you know what? That's really interesting because I never do that. I never do a what if in a positive way. And I said to myself that I am going to, from now on, say, what if this is the most amazing decision I have ever made, instead of what if we screw up? And so if you can relate to that, please let us know. Because I know we cannot be alone in this.
Know, but it's just crazy to go back, transport yourself back 10 years when we're sitting in that house going, there's an RV in the driveway.
This is miserable.
And how are we going to, it's so stupid. So if anybody's sitting there wondering, how are we going to make this happen? Like, take it from us. Don't question it. Just freaking go for it,
And
man.
one of the big concerns that I had was like, what about all this stuff in the cabinets and the closets and this? And I know that can't fit an RV. The solution was sell it and get rid of it or throw it away. And that was the most freeing thing we have ever done. I'm not a hoarder by any means, but you do accumulate stuff. Like year after year, every year that you're in a house, I would love to know the percentage of how much you accumulate into the home that you don't even realize. It's got to be massive.
All right. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but it was just like, it was almost like a moment where I was like frustrated with myself that we were so juvenile and silly back then to go, what if? How were we going to? Like,
I think it was more me than you. You were ready to go.
Yeah.
I was a little bit of an anchor, which normally I am not an anchor, but I was.
Looking back at it now and the amazing things that we've done and accomplished and the people we've met and the community that we built, I'm like, what? Like, Oh,
It is crazy.
It's almost frustrating to me that we
It
even
is
had that
very
mindset.
frustrating, yeah.
So I wanted to ask the listeners out here, like, what is your idea of success? What is your idea of like the perfect American dream, or your ideal of, you guys made it, you're there, you're doing it? Because, we've met people from all spectrums, from people that, don't have any money. I mean, that in life, we're chasing money some of the time, most of the time, a lot of times, because money makes the world go round. But people that don't have money, people have more money than you can ever imagine. And there's layers of dissatisfaction in all of that. And it's not like once you get to a point where you're at 9 figures, which some people we know, they still, it's got the same problems that we got, which is crazy.
So I think this is interesting, right? We were in our 30s, right? When all this was going down. We had, we checked all the boxes of what you think, success would look like. So all the boxes were checked, and it didn't equal happiness. It didn't equal fulfillment. That's where we had to now peel back and say, okay, what will fulfill us? What makes us happy as a family, as individuals? And that's when we sort of realized, wait a second, we want to experience as much as possible. We want our kids to experience as much as possible. And that equaled fulfillment and happiness for us.
Yeah, definitely.
Woo, man.
All right, so we realized that we had to redefine our dream, right? And it could be the American dream, but it's our American dream. And so, if you're in this position, which a lot of us are, you're worried about what the people around you are going to think. And what is my family going to think? And, I'm going to take the kids out of school, and I'm going to sell our house that we have equity in, and we're just going to say, screw it and go travel. So you got to deal with a lot of that stuff. We're so far down the road right now that it doesn't even matter to us what anybody thinks. We're just doing us, and that's good enough for us because we have that confidence now. All right, Sandy, so if the viewers are watching or anybody listening, what could you do, or what can they do to get this ball rolling into this living out their own dream, whatever it is?
Well, that's a huge pivotal moment, right? Because that's what we went through. I think you have to define what success means for your life, for your family, if you're a couple, whatever it is. What does that look like? Is it landing that job that you're going to stay in and climb that ladder for 40 years and give you that stability and make your parents happy? Is that the vision of success? Does that fulfill you? Will that fulfill you 30 years down the line? Buying that house and paying off the mortgage, and then you have all of this stability and security, right? If that equals success for you, then that's amazing, and that will fulfill you ultimately. Now, if it's not, and you think if you were to be in a job for 40 years, you want to jump off a bridge because you're like, that sucked my life away. That's not what I wanted to do. I don't want to be in a position where I'm making somebody else's company successful and I devote my life to that. For me, that was definitely not the definition of success. So I would say you got to take a cold, hard look at your life and where you're at and what you got going on and say, hold up, if I look at my life doing exactly what I'm doing now, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, and I'm just progressing on this journey, is that going to make me happy? Well, on my deathbed, am I going to be like, man, that was the best life I could have lived?
I left it all out there on the field, man.
And so
I ain't got nothing left in the tank. I'm all wrinkly from being out in the sun, and I freaking did it, man.
So that's where I think, and we listen to a lot of motivational videos on YouTube, and they always say, on your deathbed, are you going to be surrounded by the people and the lives that were fulfilled, or by all the
are you going to be haunted by
the dreams that were never achieved or even
fulfilled,
tried or whatever? Are they going to be haunting you around your deathbed? For me, I don't want to live with regret. I don't want to live with those things of man, I really wish we lived on a sailboat, or I really wish we would have traveled the country in the RV with the kids and showed them all these cool experiences. But I stayed in this job and, I never did any of that. I think that's taking a clear look at your life and say, if I'm continuing to doing what I'm doing now, 20 years from now, is that going to be fulfilling? Because that was an honest look that we had to take at our own lives. We built this film business from nothing, not knowing anything. And we're like, all right, we were living in Las Vegas. Our business was just skyrocketing. It was from the get-go. We were like, damn, we got really lucky here. We were trying something brand new, and it's working. And we had no experience in this realm. It should have been good. But that's where we had to look at it and say, if we continue on like this and 10 years down the line, we're still doing this, I am not going to be happy.
Yeah. We're in the wedding business, and, you see some of the people that never get out, and then they're like 50, 60, one couple was 70 years old.
They're ornery and they're not happy.
Still filming, and I'm like, holy crap, these fools are 70 years old still out here doing it.
So what did we do? We bucked everything, and we said, you know what? We're buying an RV. and we're going to move into it. We're going to sell everything, get rid of it all. And once we did that, I swear it's like the seas parted, the sky opened up, and we felt free.
Yeah. Well, I felt like the universe is like, oh, finally, you're on your way. Come
You're
this way.
paying attention to yourself and not society, right?
Come this way, young sapling, and let me open all the doors of opportunity for you. Yeah, we were young Jedis trying to learn the way, right?
Funny.
So now we're Jedi masters. So we were young pups at the time, and the Force says, "Come this way," and everything works out, and it always works out. It works out better. If you could have told us this is where we'd be at today, I would never believe you. I would say it's not possible, not going to happen,
absolutely.
not us. This is not our journey. And here we are today going, holy crap. Can you believe?
Did we have people that were not our cheerleaders thinking that we were crazy and pulling our kids out of school and doing all that? Absolutely. But I think for us, first off, I couldn't care less, right? Like, I'm like, if you feel that way, more power to you. I don't care.
I don't care what you do.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care how you live in your life. But let me tell you, when you do something different, people are very vocal and opinionated, and they want you to know that.
Yeah. The biggest one is, I don't agree with what you guys are doing. And I said, that's funny because I don't agree with what you're doing. I don't agree with staying at the same place and being miserable for 40 years and then sitting on the couch and dying. I don't believe in that. So I think what you're doing is stupid. You think what I'm doing is stupid. So dabs.
And so, I mean, our parents weren't necessarily those people. They were like, my mom always knew I was crazy. So it didn't faze her. Either way, if you are facing that sort of judgment or whatever from people closest to you, the only thing I can say is they have a chance to live their life however they like. You're not putting all of your ideals on them. You're like, hey, live your life. That's awesome. I'm going to live mine now. Some people have very overbearing parents, and I'm like, cut that cord because it's time to live life. Like, if we look at it, it all boils down to we only get one chance at this life, right? We only have one time here on earth. Whether you believe in anything else, totally cool. But right now, in this body, we get one chance. I am not going to play small or live by somebody else's ideals or whatever, because screw that. No one's paying my bills, right? Yeah, it's like I'm doing all of this on my own, and I'm going to live it the way I feel that we are happy as a family, we're fulfilled, our kids are doing amazing things. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry, then bye.
Don't be along for the journey. So this isn't all about moving into an RV and just saying buck the system and just, living wild dreams down by the river and fishing for food. You know what I mean? That's not what we're talking about. This is just like in general, anything that has to do with a dream that you have, a desire, angle that you want to take, or a place you want to go for it, man. Start small and build yourself up and just go. Just try it out. And we have a famous quote from a famous friend that says, if it doesn't work out,
oh, you can always go back to it. Yeah.
If it doesn't work out.
Never try, never know, right? And so whatever it is that you feel maybe your calling is to be or to do, or we are huge advocates for living your own life and living it to the fullest. Yeah. And so whatever, if it's like changing a career, trying something new, I think you really, at the end of the day, you don't want to be 60, 70, 80 years old and be like, damn, like I did it wrong.
What if?
Like I climbed the ladder, but it was the wrong ladder. And that to me is like, ugh.
So if you guys don't have anybody out there as a support system, lean on us, because
we will be your biggest cheerleaders.
We love when people go for it and they try it and it works out.
Well,
and we're just like, told you, man, you just got to go for it. And so,
so I have a tattoo on the inside of my arm. It says, to thine own self be true. And I always want to really authentically live like that, because you can live this way, that way. You can make this one happy, that one happy. You can go to school to be a doctor because that's what your parents put on you. And then ultimately you're like, I really just want to be like a dancer, or I want to do something completely different. And I feel like it's such a disservice. I know parents want the best for their kids and maybe have like a profession that's going to pay well and it's very stable. But ultimately, if your heart's not into it, it's always going to be miserable, and you can make the best of it, but ultimately you only get one life. And so you have to be true to yourself.
So I think at the end of the day, why chase your dreams? Why go for it? Why buck the system and everything you've ever known and, go against the grain? And it's all for fulfillment. At the end of the day, you have to be fulfilled. Mm-hmm. You have to, feel like your soul is fulfilled from the inside out, and you're giving it your all and you're doing the best that you can, and you're in charge of your journey, your experience, your essence, your time here on earth. And so I think really being fulfilled at the end of this is what it's all about. And that's why we're so passionate about it, because we know what can happen if you go for it. And some things that have happened to us is like we are tapped in. We are, those turtles that get in the stream. What do they call that? The current. The turtles that get in the current and they're like, cowabunga, dude, we're just on the current to Australia. You know what I mean? Like that's really how I feel once you tap in. You're just like, all right, we're on the ride.
Yeah.
And so many amazing things have happened for us and to us and about us just because we are on track, just doing our things, living our life and being true to ourselves.
I always think about this. I'm like, if we never took the leap back then and really uprooted and changed our entire lives, where we would be today if we were still in the same house, our kids were still going to school, we were still in that same neighborhood, where would we be today? How would our mental state be today?
That's almost heartbreaking to me to think about it.
I think we would be extremely bored in life. I think we would definitely feel way
sad.
No sense of fulfillment. I can't even imagine because that was 10 years ago and we were feeling that way. But a lot of people will just stay with the familiar, right?
Okay, I got a couple quick stories for you. You want to hear a quick story? So I was working at Nobu, great job, making great money, running the place. And when I left, everybody's like, you are so dumb for leaving. How are you? You've worked 10 years to get up to this point and now you're just going to walk away? Like, are you stupid? And I'm like, I just can't do it anymore. It's not in me. I'm doing a disservice to this place by being here because I don't have the passion that I used to have to lead the team, right? And so in that, when I left, everybody was... there's people supporting you, but a lot of people are like, you're so dumb for leaving. And
then they make you like second guess yourself. Yeah, you're like, am I doing something stupid? Like I worked myself all the way up. I could start opening Nobus all around the world. And then, you really second guess yourself. Like, what if? Like, we don't know.
Even Sandy, when she quit her job, she had a great job and great money. And people were like, you're so dumb, you're so dumb, you're so dumb.
Yeah, they certainly did.
And so here's the flip is we go back to Nobu 5 years after I quit. And the same people are there. I mean, nothing against that. Like, do your thing, right? But the same people that are there doing the same things. And
what did they say, though? You were so smart to leave because I'm stuck here.
Oh. And then Sandy was working at the Palms, slinging drinks, doing cocktails and stuff like that.
I was a Las Vegas cocktail waitress.
Yeah, making great money, right? But we go back, really good money. We go back in there and it's 10 years later and the same girls are in the same sections doing the same thing. And it was like, holy.
And, let's look at having the same job for 10 years, or we have traveled around the country, we have traveled around the world, we lived over in Southeast Asia for almost like a total of a year. We've done so many cool things that I go, it's such a fork in the road, right? Like the fork of staying in the job and it's very predictable what you're doing every day, or taking that chance, taking the leap into really the unknown. And it turned out that we've done absolutely amazing things.
Would you say because we were in Vegas, we gambled? We took a risk? We gambled?
Ooh, we were not gamblers, but yes, in our life, we did take a very big gamble.
And this, I don't want this to come off as like braggadocious or anything. This is supposed to be inspiring and inspirational. We are in awe of what we've accomplished because we didn't think that it was accomplishable, right? And we're still on the journey.
We still surprise ourselves.
It's not done. The journey is not done for us. We feel like the journey is just getting started because the next iteration that we have of what we're working on right now is, going to be a next level of unlock for us that we didn't think was possible. And so, it's just steps. It's time. It's just motion. It's just going for it. So
I think this was our story. We want to hear your story. Like, are you in a position where you're like, you know what? I really don't like what I'm doing. And I really don't care for this job. And I never really thought about it until I said, picture myself 10 years from now. Do I want to be in the same job? I want you guys to look at your life and your situation and say, is this really fulfilling? Am I fulfilled in my life? Like, is this where am I feeling alive every day when I wake up? Is this like, or is it like Monday every day where I just don't want to go to work?
Sandy gets mad on the weekends because people don't work on the weekends. And she wants, not that you love work, but like, you want things to happen, right?
I think because because we're not in a 9-to-5 situation, our kids don't go to school. So we aren't in that Monday through Friday mindset. And so for me, I'm like, every day is an opportunity to work and do this and that. I don't have that like strict mind of like, today's work, Monday. I got to go back to work. Because we work pretty much every day.
Even like getting up in the morning, if we sleep in till, 7 o'clock, I'm like, damn it. Like we missed like an hour and a half of like getting more stuff done. So that shows us that we're tapped into what our purpose is and our calling is because we can't wait to get back at it the next day and see what else we can uncover. All right, Sandy, time for a little disrupt, a little interruption, a little reset on the energy here. And we're going to do a little this or that speed fire round on some questions about
let's
us
go.
so people can get to know us a little bit better.
Okay.
All right, Sandy, I'm going to start off with you. Rapid fire questions. What is your favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Bora Bora.
Okay. How come?
Oh, the water. I've never in my life seen such gorgeous water. I mean, the whole vibe, that little island, everything. It was just amazing.
All right. Next question. What is one thing you can't live without while on the road?
My flat iron.
Flat iron. All right. I'm thinking that. Is that because your hair?
It's because of my hair.
All right. Cool. All right. What's your favorite meal to cook in the RV?
Pizza? Pizza or salad, yeah. We're big, man.
Tortellinis.
Keep
What is your best travel memory with the kids? What's your best memory with the kids? Do you have a moment? Jumping off a cliff together, snorkeling, on statues.
Man, it would be probably some underwater adventure with the kids, like whale sharks or manta rays.
I think that would probably be mine too. That was just so magical. All right, what is your dream travel destination?
Okay, so the Maldives I would love to go to, but I think Bora Bora with the kids, because I really want the kids to experience that. So we've been there, but I want the kids to. And the Maldives might be second.
I don't know Bora Bora is much of a family destination, but...
What do you mean? It's water. I know it's got like the honeymoon vibe, but I don't care.
All right. What's the most challenging thing about RV life?
Challenging. Probably travel days. Because loading up all the bikes and doing all that. Because there's really not many challenging things. I would say loading and unloading the garage probably.
It takes a while. It takes like a day to do the whole thing in and out. What's one thing you wish the RV had that it doesn't? Is there anything you wish for in here? No, we kind of got a lot of stuff in here.
Let's see. A pool.
All right. A pool. I like that one. What's your favorite part of being next to me in close quarters?
The favorite part?
Yeah, what's your favorite part of living together?
Because I don't like being away from you. So I like that we're always like next to each other in the same room, I guess.
It's funny when we got to separate and go do things.
Unless we're arguing, then I'm like, get away from me.
Yeah. When we got to separate and go do things, I'm like, hurry up and get back.
Yeah.
I miss you. Oh. All right, Sandy, now it's your time to ask me a couple speed round questions.
Oh, alrighty. Okay, if you could pick only one, Class A or RV or fifth wheel?
I would have to say fifth wheel. Just so much more room, so much better of a living experience.
Yeah.
We only drive 10% of the time. We live 90% of the time. I would rather be more comfortable.
More space.
While we're living.
Yep, I hear you. Favorite road trip snack?
Ooh, favorite road. You know, lately, Skylar got some beef jerky, and I just like, you put it in your mouth, and I'm just like, holy crap.
Really?
Yeah, I was a vegetarian for 12 years, and
really?
I just
jerky?
put this jerky in my mouth, and it's like this sensory overload explosion of
salt and dead animal.
Of umami in your mouth, and I'm like, man, give me some umami.
Gosh, all right. What's the best RV mod we've done so far?
Ooh, well, you know, there's a lot of good ones. The full-on suspension is great. The solar is absolutely amazing. But one that I like that we use every day is the LED lights from Boogie Lights. I love lighting this thing up at night and making it look good. So
the lights.
Yeah, the lights. I don't know.
Okay. Lights. All right. One item you bring on every road trip, no matter what.
Ooh, that's a good one. How about a cell phone?
I think you have that regardless. What do we? I don't know. That's kind of a.
I don't know.
We have everything with us.
My RV.
Yeah.
My whole house.
There you go.
Everything I own.
That's a good one. All right. What's one travel location you'd go back to in a heartbeat?
Ooh, well, anything around water. So we love the Keys. We go back to the Keys quite a bit. I don't know. Yeah, I would go back to the Keys in a heartbeat.
All right. What if it wasn't in the RV? If it could be anywhere?
So go back to a place?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know. I would have to say Bora Bora.
See?
That place is just insane.
Bora Bora. Okay.
I don't know. We might have a Bora Bora trip sooner in our future.
Oh, man. I would be happy about that. Let's see. Favorite workout routine on the road?
Anything where lifting weights. I just love working my chest because when I grew up, I had a bird chest and I always got made fun of. And so I always put a little extra love into my chest, trying to get it to that.
I feel the same way with legs, man.
That Instagram status.
What's been the toughest part of RV living?
I don't know. We've kind of gone over this on a lot of other videos, but some of the toughest stuff is creating community, finding your people on the road. And I don't know, travel day is amazing. I love it because we're moving spots, but just the loading up, I don't know.
It gets old after a while.
I'm tired of putting the bikes in and taking them out, putting them in, taking them out, putting them in. Yeah, so.
Oh, especially if it's raining.
Yeah. You got any more?
Yep, I have. What's the best part of parenting on the road?
Ooh, the thing for me that I absolutely love is seeing all of these new experiences through the kids' eyes and just seeing their energy and excitement. And even lately, like we just did a NASCAR event, and to see I don't know, the excitement, the wonder, the energy on the kids, it's really rewarding.
Yeah,
And it just like,
fun.
it makes me like, damn, that's freaking awesome. I love
These
to be able
kids are so lucky.
I love to be able to create that for them and just see it through their eyes. Because when we do it by
pretty
ourselves,
awesome.
it's just like, but we do it with kids, like, that's pretty cool.
All right, last one. If you could change one thing about RV life, what would it be?
One thing about RV life, I would get more people out here. I would let people see what this life is all about and see how you don't have to live a life that you're miserable at. And even if it's just for a weekend, a week, whatever, just come out here with your family and just connect with other people and realize that this world is pretty dang cool and there's a lot of cool people out here.
I like it. I like it. More people. More people. We need more people on the road.
Yes. All right. Should we get back to the videos
right,
of how to live your dream and not the superficial dream?
Let's do it. So, is the regular American dream that we've all known for many, many years, our parents, our grandparents, is that the dream for you? Or are you going to maybe go, maybe that isn't the dream for me, the picket fence, and I really don't care about the picket fence. I don't care about the house. I really don't care about this house anyways. Is it seeing and doing crazy experiences? Does that set your soul on fire? I think that for us, that's like set your soul on fire. That's exactly it.
Sounds like a t-shirt.
Does what sets your soul on fire, if you have a dream of doing something but where you're at right now and the trajectory of what you're doing, if that doesn't align with that, well, then maybe it's like, maybe I should take a look at that and say, what can I do that will align with my actual dreams for my life? Because it's not a one size fits all, right? The American dream, the way it is and the way we think about it is it's a one size fits all. I think the whole purpose of this podcast right now is we had that aha moment 10 years ago that made us literally change everything. Now, for you, maybe it's just having an aha moment of like, man, I really want to think about what my dreams are and what really sets my soul on fire. And maybe just start looking at that and say, are you in alignment with where you are right now to get there? Because I think, tomorrow is not guaranteed.
Not at all. That's
not guaranteed. And so if it's not guaranteed, then I better make sure I'm doing everything I can today to align with what I really want to do.
So I got 2 points I wanted just to drive home before we wrap this up. But the first point is like, Sandy just turned 50. She just celebrated her birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
I should do some sound effects right now if I can reach over
yeah.
to it.
Pew, pew, pew.
No, they're not on right now. It's all right. Sandy just turned 50. I'm 48. Like, I truly think because we are tapped into like what our purpose is, that it keeps us young. It keeps us
young at heart.
Young at heart. Always adventuring. We don't have this icky stress on us that's wearing us down and tearing away at the way we look and present ourselves and feel.
I think the stress is a huge thing.
And so it's absolutely amazing. I'm like, holy crap. Like, I really feel like I'm 30. I know you feel like
I feel like I look
28.
better than I did. I see pictures that we have hanging on the wall and I was like 34 and I go, man, I feel like I look better now than I did then.
So that's one of the things I think that when you're tapped in and when you're really, aligned with your purpose, that you're timeless, right? You don't age. You like everything.
It's like the fountain of youth.
Yeah, tapping in the fountain of youth.
Actually, happiness probably equals the fountain of youth in a sense because you're not stressed out. You're not.
I mean, don't get it wrong. We have stress. Like, don't get it wrong.
But going to a job that you hate, that's stressful.
I can't imagine asking somebody for a day off, or it just doesn't even make sense to me. And it's just
I think
weird.
Going to a job that you literally hate, I think that is such a disservice to your beautiful life that you were given.
And another point that I wanted to drive home is like when you surround yourself with like-minded individuals that are actually, I don't want to say entrepreneurs, but people that are out living their dreams and doing what they want, like it's just so It's so symbiotic. Like everything just aligns. And that's what I love about this RV space is everybody's made a conscious decision to be out here. So when we have meetups and we all get together, like everybody's like of the same mindset and of the same energy. And so when we were talking earlier about like family and that, our RV crew is our family because they're the ones who are out here doing it with us and experiencing it and growing and learning and connecting and all that stuff out
well,
here.
Well, and all took a chance.
Yeah,
took
they
a
all,
risk.
They all took a chance. I mean, we got some RV friends that walked away from huge businesses or did this or retired early or sold their house or got out of a, you know, so yeah, I mean, it runs the gamut all the way around. So
this podcast is to shake you up a little bit and make you look at your own life and say, is this the best life I could be living right now? Because I know the last thing anybody wants to do is climb up the ladder and realize it's the wrong ladder. And then you look down and you go, I wasted so many years.
Yeah, too many years.
Oh,
man.
I
Might as well
know.
just stay in it because, I got the golden handcuffs
So
now.
being 50 years old right now, I feel like I've had many different lifetimes. And I feel like every sort of part of my life, I evolved into a better version of myself. And there's been many different things that I've had going on that I know it's just an evolution of life, right? And so where we're at right now, there's going to be another evolution of where we want to be and what we want to do. And we're going to have to take more chances. But we know now that being authentic to that and listening to the nagging feeling inside is a sign of we have to look at something.
Right.
So, Jimmy, what is something that people can do if they realize, hey, maybe I'm not so satisfied in my life right now?
I think one of the biggest things that helped us was we actually, when I worked at Nobu, there was a guy who came in, multimillionaire, and I mentored under him for a little bit. And he said, you have to set a date for anything big that you want to accomplish in your life.
Set a date.
So he's like, you got to set a date. You got to set a date. And for me, it was to set a date for the time to leave Nobu. And so I set a date, and it was 4 months out because I wanted to give the management time to replace me. And once I set that date, things started happening so fast that we barely made it a month. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
I'm so sorry, but I have to go.
I'm so sorry. I got to dip out a little bit earlier. You guys can handle this. You'll be good. So I think the most important thing is like visualize what you want to do, write it down on paper, and set a date for, for all this to happen, whatever it is you want to happen. For us, it was, I want to quit Nobu after 10 years, and we're going to go all in on our film production company. And the business started picking up so hot and heavy in that time period that
couldn't believe it.
I think my intentions were set. And so everything was delivered to us.
Well, you know what they say, where focus goes, energy flows. And we fully believe that. So once you stop focusing on the stuff that you're currently doing that you don't like, and you put the focus into what you do want to happen, I'm telling you, it's like the universe conspires for you and makes it happen.
All right, so here's a little shameless plug then. We are working on a course right now to teach people how to be full-time content creators and maybe have a glimpse at living this life right here. So if you guys are interested, we're going to have a email opt-in where you can drop your email. You get access to a webinar, and you can check it out and watch it and see if you learn anything, if you want to be a content creator, and if you want to go down this journey, this road with us, and let us collapse that timeline. Because as I mentored under people before, it's great to mentor under people who've already done it before you, because what took us 6 years to get here, we can help teach you in a very, very short amount of time.
Woo! Man. All right. So, yeah, I would say, if you are at a point in your life, if say maybe you're listening to our words today and you're saying, yeah, I actually never really thought about that, but no, I don't want to live this life that I'm living right now. I highly recommend figuring out, what do you want to do? Like, what are the dreams and the goals that maybe you didn't think about because you're just too busy doing the 9 to 5 or doing whatever it is that you're doing, and say, hold up, if I didn't have this job, what would I love to do right now? And start putting that energy into that. Like, how can you make it happen? How can you manifest that to happen? Once you start focusing on that, I'm going to tell you, crazy things are going to happen, and opportunities may align, and doors are going to open, and then you're going to realize, whoa, like the light is way brighter in this new direction, and I can leave this one behind, which isn't serving me. I'm not serving them because I'm not really happy there. And you might have a brand new life ahead of you. And so, or maybe just tweaking your life and adding in more fun.
We're extreme. So we're like, change your life right now. We're kind of extreme. So
as you are setting up these new dreams and goals and whatever it is that's going to make you feel like life is amazing, there is obviously going to be self-doubt and challenges and all of that. And it's absolutely natural. But for us, you always just have to keep that end goal in sight and visualize what it's going to be like when you get there and when all these things start happening. Our friend Patrick from Bumfuzzle, I swear that dude, he said one line and it changed my life and my outlook on everything, which maybe it'll help you. I was like, what if this and what if that? And this was to move into the RV and sort of like change our whole life. He goes, you know what? Just try it. And if you don't like it, your old life will always be waiting there for you. And I was like, oh, because I didn't like my old life. And I go, you know what? I'm going to definitely try this because anything is better than my old life because I didn't like it. I wasn't happy. And so I throw that off to you. And if you try it, and if you don't like it, guess what? You can go back to that job or a similar job or whatever, and go back to that neighborhood and just keep on trucking. But you never know unless you try. And so whenever, of course, that self-doubt's going to creep in or people are going to be like, what are you doing? I highly recommend maybe finding a new group of friends or friends that are in the arena of what you want to do, because the support of friends is really important. And we didn't realize that until we built a community around us that were like cheerleaders for, our new adventures and whatnot. And then I was like, oof. So we are very passionate about being that for others because we know how crucial it is. And sometimes we just need somebody to go, you know what? It's all right that you're feeling this. Keep going because you're almost there.
You're there, man.
You're closer and closer every day. And then all of a sudden the light bulb happens. And then it's
hey,
like,
I'm here. I'm in the arena. Let's roll.
So we have to all be cheerleaders for each other and be accepting of people being cheerleaders for us. No matter what challenge, no matter doubt, whatever, always know that your drive for your dreams to come true is way stronger and will trump all of that.
So I just want to say what our mission statement was when we started. And maybe that'll help you guys because we didn't know how it was going to happen, but being en route, it just happened. So our mission statement was always to be self-sustaining on the road and make money from anywhere and be good. That was kind of our thing, right?
Yeah.
So think about it again. We're going to be self-sustaining anywhere on the road so we don't have to have a home base and we can make money from anywhere in the world.
And because with our film business, we were getting jobs all over literally the world, but we didn't want to necessarily continue doing that. And at the time, we did not know what other way we would make money besides our film business.
Yeah.
But we just knew, kept thinking, okay, what other ways can we make money and this and that. And that's when social media sort of
it took us
it turned into our full-time income.
It took us 4 years of being on that journey of we're going to make this work no matter what. We're going to be self-sustaining anywhere in the world and make money from anywhere. So it took us 4 or 5 years to get going on that. But that was always the dream. That was always the desire. And here we are.
And you're always fine-tuning and figuring out and getting closer to the goal, right? Mm-hmm. Just so you know, we are here for you. We would love to hear what your dreams and goals are. Put them in the comments because we want to sort of get that energy. We're going to focus on that energy for you to make that happen. We get tons of emails, DMs, where people say just in the RV life, they're like, I hate my job. I want to just travel with my kids, or I'm single and I just want to travel the world. How do I do this? And, the first step is, okay, visualize what it is that you want. Is it an RV? Is it traveling around the world? Is it backpacking? Whatever the goal is, you have to start thinking about it and maybe putting it down on paper. How can I make this happen now? And take the steps to make that happen. You can't just make a vision board and sit on the couch and be like, man, I really want that. I want all that to come to life. But you're not doing anything for it. You're not taking the steps.
And a lot of times the answer reveals itself in the journey.
Yes.
And so that's a big part too. We don't know what is ahead of us, but if I'm going that direction, then things will reveal themselves and doors will open and opportunities will happen. But
you do need to take steps and you do need to take action. And when you do, amazing things can happen.
All right, guys, that's our love fest for the day, our motivation, our inspiration to get you guys to get out there and try something new. Literally. This one's all about trying something new. Our vision is so good and so grand when we developed it, and we didn't know that our whole essence is about trying something new.
Yeah.
And here we are.
So our film company was called Something New Films, and we were like, it'd be a fun twist to put, for our YouTube channel. And that's how we came up with trying something new, because we love trying new things. And who knew? This many years later, we're living it. So
I thought
perfect example.
I thought this podcast was over because usually we end it with trying something new.
Yeah, we do.
But we just don't want to stop talking.
Well, you kept talking.
I know. You keep talking and then I keep talking. So,
let's end it right
now.
Should
we end it?
Yeah.
All right. How about a high five?
All right, you guys.
Don't say anything else because we'll just keep going.
Bye.